our video about how to set a vacuum switch. So I'm here in the Airlogic assembly area. We have our dedicated vacuum switch, one of them, the test stands here. So I just wanted to go do a quick overview of how to set a vacuum switch. So first things first, let's take off the covers. So there's a terminal cover, take that off. That'll expose the electrical terminals. And then there's the adjustment screw cover, small little round cover. We'll take that off quickly here, and then we can see the flathead screwdriver. So that's what you need in order to adjust this. We're going to connect then to these terminals. The top terminal is the common terminal. Then you have a normally open and a normally closed terminal. Okay, so we're going to use the Airlogic test fixture to connect to these terminals. And you'll see when I turn the system on, we'll get some indicator lights here. The red indicator light here, that's going to be the, let's see here, that is the normally closed circuit because nothing's hooked up right now. So the switch in a normal state, the electrical circuit normally closed, you get the red light on, and then this green light will turn on when the switch flips states and then activates or turns the switch on. So I'm going to plug in the vacuum signal here. You can see right now we're at about 5 inches of mercury and the switch just turned on. So the contacts changed position and you get a change in light. So if I go back down, you can watch the gauge here, come back down, normally closed circuit is now on. So if we just go back and forth quick, you can see the switch work. Pressure goes up, turns on, pressure turns down, lights turn off. This is where the switch is set right now. It'll continue to operate as you go back and forth like it would in your equipment. So if I want to change the setting here, take a flathead screwdriver and I'm going to turn the screw down. You can see now that lowered the set point. So in a vacuum switch, if you turn the screw clockwise, it'll go into the switch, it'll lower the set point. And since vacuum can be a little tricky, another way to say that is, it'll bring that set point closer to atmospheric pressure. So we can see now the switch is set at about 3.5 inches of mercury. So if we want to bring it back up to that, bring it back up, we're going to bring the screw out. So it's a counterclockwise turn here. Check it again. And now that set point's higher. If I go slow, it's about 4. Back it out even more here. Now that set point's at 5 inches of mercury. Turn it off at about 3.5. So one important characteristic of switches is the difference between that on and that off pressure, or the red and the green light in this application. You can call that a differential, you can call that the hysteresis of the switch. That's going to be the range when, let's say you have a pump, if that pump is going to turn on at a pressure, how long is that pump going to stay on until it turns back off? Is one way to think about your differential or your hysteresis of the switch. So we can check that just by looking at the difference between two numbers. So there you go, that's how you adjust the vacuum switch. If you want us to preset this, do a factory preset, we can do that for you. Just specify that when you order the switch. We'll preset it just like this, give you your own part number so that that presetting is part of the part number. This is especially great if you're like an OEM equipment manufacturer and you want to always make sure that the switches are going to come set at the proper spot. So I'm John Hayden. Thank you for checking out how to set your vacuum switch.